Hey duelists, it is I, Helgear. Did you hear about Power of the Elements dropping the Melffy support on Saturday? It's the reason why I'm posting this deck profile today instead of tomorrow on Easter Sunday. Our pastel cute dot deck has some upgrades coming this fall, and I figured why not show off my build that I've been enjoying after upgrading since last time. Like, sub, and bell for the cutest deck in Duel Monsters, and yes, these pastel colors are like this. So if it's hard to see the monsters because of the pastel look, well, it matches the pastels of Easter. Let's count the cards. I begin as always with our good friend Melffy Rabby. I only have one this time around, mainly because of that 2100 in the back. Rabby's got a big butt, and unlike the rest of the main deck, this little guy can actually block a blow, as he has the most defense of almost every Melffy in the game. Not bad for a vanilla. The rest of the monsters are not vanilla monsters. I run one Fenny and one Pony. The effect monsters in the main deck share two abilities. During the end, and I do mean this, during the end phase, you can special summon the card from the hand. And if these guys are selected as an attack target outside of the damage step, or if your opponent summons a monster, they tag themselves back into your main deck, giving off special abilities in the process. When Fenny tags into the deck, you can special summon a beast monster from your hand except another Fenny. And when Pony tags into the deck, you can recur a level 2 or lower beast from your graveyard to your hand besides another Pony once per turn. I do like these guys because there was a big hype about level 2 monsters not too long ago, and this is a level 2 monster deck. I run 3 caddies. On tag in, this is our beast Rhoda, except another caddy. 2 Melffy puppies. When Puppy tags in, he can special summon another level 2 or lower beast besides itself. It works very well when it comes to the next 2 monsters, like our good friends Valeraphon and Calantosa, mystical beasts of the forest, or as we call them in Duel Monsters, Bambi and Thumper. Once per turn, Bambi can let you discard a card and either special summon a level 2 or lower beast from your graveyard in face-up attack or face-down defense position. Also, being a level 2 Earth Tuner is nice. And when Calantosa is special summoned off of the effect of a beast monster, it can blast the card on the field. So whether you special summon it from the graveyard with special summon Thumper from the graveyard with Bambi, or special summon Thumper from the deck with Puppy, you'll get that great disruption to take out a card. Rescue Cat has been bumped up to 2. I do like the gold rare that we got from El Dorado better. Tribute it to special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast monsters from your deck with their effects negated and they're destroyed at the end of the turn. Not that big of a deal. Really good play starter for going first. Key Mouse. We do need some odd level beasts in here, and Key Mouse is one of them, especially being a tuner. When it dies in battle, you can Rhoda a level 3 or lower beast monster to your hand. Hotbeard Squadron is just really good level 2 tech in this deck. It allows you to, as a quick effect on your opponent's main phase, target a monster you control, summon the squadron, and then immediately synchro summon into our good friend Herald of the Arclight during the opponent's turn. Some more tech options I have here. One X-Saber Airbellum. This is another one of my cats, and a level 3 Beast Tuner. If it attacks the opponent directly, it can rip a card out of their hand. Mind Mold can keep from being destroyed by battle once per turn. And if it's used as the material to synchro summon into a beast monster, you can draw a card. Speaking of beasts, we got Alpha, the Master of Beasts. It can't be normal summoned normally or set, but it must first be special summoned when your opponent's monster's attack is greater than yours. You can target any number of your beasts, bounce them to your hand, and you will be also able to bounce that same number of cards to your opponent's hand. However, for the rest of the turn, Alpha cannot declare an attack that goes directly to your opponent. You can attack monsters, but you can't attack directly. The other high-level heat I have in this deck is Behemoth King of all animals, and I still love playing this as a one-of alongside Alpha, the Master of Beasts. You can tribute summon it using one tribute, but it's a 2,700 attack points dropped to 2,000. And if you successfully tribute summon the King of all animals, each beast that you have used for successful tribute summon, you can recur from the graveyard. And there's a pretty interesting loop that I like to do with the Behemoth. Effect Veiler is the hand trap of choice. I do love the Veiler. Spell game, you guys. Obviously, one of the best spells in the deck is Obedient Schooled. I run it at 2. 3 is a little bit clutter for me. If you control no monsters, special summon 2. Oh, excuse me. You're special summoning 3 level 2 or lower effect beast monsters from your deck to your field. Their effects are negated, they are destroyed at the end of the turn, and you are locked into special summoning beasts. This may come up as an issue, but as your play starter, this can get you some really good things if it goes unchecked. One of my personal favorite spell techs in this deck helps this deck when your opponent isn't paying attention, hit like a Mack truck. And that's my 2 copies of the Big March of Animals. When you activate this quick play spell, wing beasts and beast warriors on your side of the field gain 200 attack for each one you control until the end phase. So, if you have 5 beasts on your side of the field, for the turn, all 5 of those beasts gain 1,000 attack points. 2 copies of Melffy Hide and Seek. This protects each of your beasts from being destroyed by a card effect for the first time each turn. Also, it lets you act as a pot of avarice to recur 3 different beasts from your graveyard back to your deck to shuffle and draw a card. Melffy Tag is the quick play in Archetype Monster Reborn once per turn. Ayers Rock Sunrise is also a good way to revive your beasts. Nice. Nerfing the attack of your opponent's monsters by a slight 200 points for every beast in your graveyard. We don't play plants or winged beasts, so you don't count them. And of course, this is an oath. We got the usual suspects in here as well. We know how good these two cards are. The next tech that I like to play is Wild Nature's Release. This spell was one I used in earlier builds, but I've put it back in for a cool little tech. It gives the defense points of a beast that you select in addition to that beast's attack. So, for example, if you use this on Melffy Rabby becomes a 2100 attack point bunny that can swing at the opponent. The catch-22 to this offensive boost equal to the defense points on a beast is that the beast that gets boosted this way dies at the end of the turn. Scapegoat for the defenses, of course. Let me scoot this back a bit. That being said, let's enter the trap game. I have lowered my Melffy Playhouse down to 1. Yes, more pastel action. You can detach materials from Beast Exceeds monsters you control. And for each Exceeds material detached by this effect is a card that you can bounce off your opponent's field. It also gives Beast Exceeds monsters an extra 500 attack for the turn. 2 Paleo Dynamicious. We all know how good this card is. And my last trap game tech, which I've had for a couple of months now and is very useful at 2 copies, is the Phantom Knights of Wrong Magnet Ring. When your opponent declares an attack, you flip up this card, negate the attack, and then special summon it to your field as a level 2 warrior with no attack or defense in attack position. The other effect does not matter. So if your opponent has only 1 monster and they swing at you, you can flip this up, stop the attack, and then special summon it. Or if they have multiple monsters on their field, you can flip this up when the last monster attacks and then stop them. Extra deck time, you guys. We have the mommy herself. I only play 1 mommy. 1 is really all you need. She gains effects based on the number of Exceeds materials she has attached to her. And once per turn as a quick effect, you can attach a beast in your hand to her. If she has at least 3 Exceeds materials, she can't be destroyed by battle. If she has 4, you take no battle damage in battles involving her. And if you have 5 or more Exceeds materials attached to her, your opponent's attacking monster that battles this card, well, the attack of that monster is inflicted as burn damage to your opponent. 2 Melffy of the Forest. I do like this guy because he's one of the more better in archetype rank 2s. Once per turn on detach, he is a rota for any Melffy card. And when a Melffy monster is bounced from your field to your hand, not only does it stun one of your opponent's monsters from attacking, but it also negates that monster's effects. 2 copies of Joyous Melffys. This is our closer for the deck. You can detach a material to let all Melffys you control attack your opponent directly. You're going to use this after the secondary effect, which is a quickie. During your opponent's turn, once per turn, you bounce an Exceeds material of the beast type you control back to your extra deck. And for every Exceeds material the bounced beast had, you special summon a level 2 or lower beast monster from your graveyard. So, essentially, let's say you have Mommy. Mommy has 5 Xyz materials, right? Well, not 5, but 4 Xyz materials. Mommy has 4 Xyz materials. You use the Joyous Melffy's quick effect and you bounce her back to your extra deck. That means you soul charge 4 level 2 or lower beast monsters from your graveyard. Then on your opponent's turn, you can detach for Joyous Melffys, and all of those Melffys that you've just brought back can attack your opponent directly. And remember what I said with our good friend the Big March of Animals here. That means you'll have 5 Melffys that can hit your opponent directly with an additional 1,000 attack. And in Joyous Melffy's case, that's 3,000 for the turn. Very useful card. One of the newest additions to this extra deck is Onibi Maru Soul Sweeper. You can detach a material from this card, then target a monster your opponent controls and banish it until your opponent's end phase. This is good spot removal. If this card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card, target the banished monsters up to the number of materials this card has and shuffle them back into the deck. Each effect is once per turn. Being able to banish an opponent's threat for the turn can give you the opening you need. Now, Cursed Javelin. As you guys know, I'm running 2 wrong magnet rings. 2 of these wrong magnet rings. Cursed Javelin lets you detach a material to steal half of the attack points of one of your opponent's monsters for the turn. And if you have a Phantom Knights card attached to it, it's a quick effect. So, say for example you battle. You flip up wrong magnet ring to stop the attack. If it survives, all you have to do on your following turn is draw a card, summon one of your level 2 Melffys, overlay them into wrong magnet ring. Well, excuse me, Cursed Javelin. When you swing at your opponent, you can activate Cursed Javelin's effect. Detach the Melffy that you've attached as a material to this card, leaving wrong magnet ring, giving it the quick effect to steal an opponent's monster. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong card. I got ahead of myself. My apologies, everyone. I was talking about number 96 Dark Mist, which I took out of this deck. When you detach off of Cursed Javelin, it drops the opponent's attack to 0. This can get rid of a threat completely. And again, with the wrong magnet ring on it, you can strip an opponent's attack to 0 as a quickie. My apologies, everyone. I'm thinking on the older format. Speaking of numbers, Ronin Raccoon Sandaiyu. Every Melffy deck or level 2 deck knows about the boss of the extra deck. It detaches a material to create a Kagemusha Raccoon token, and that token's attack is equal to the strongest monster on the field. I spoke about pulling Herald of the Arclight in your opponent's turn thanks to Hoppier Squadron. Negates are good. Just like spell negates are good with Nat Beast, and trap negates are good with Nat Barkion. And remember folks, as of Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1, Naturia Barkion is a quick effect. Gotta be updated with the cards. Brionica is an extra monster where you can discard cards and bounce cards off your opponent's field. Mysis Radiant for the attack point boost. And to get back an Earth monster, just like Asa Movable. And of course, Borolo Dragon for some extra heat. There are a couple of plays that you can do with this deck. One of them being with Obedience School. So with Obedience School, you can get any of your level 3s. And this can work a couple of ways. You can use Obedience School, and if your opponent does not check this card, and you're going first, you can special summon 3 monsters. We can take these 2 guys, and then we can take our good friend Key Mouse. Where is my Key Mouse? Mouse. Their effects are all negated, but that doesn't matter because you can synchro summon all of them into your copy of Naturia Beast, since you're locked into Beast monsters for the turn. Alright. Now, another way you can go off of Obedience School, if you don't want to put the spell lock down, is like this. Say you get your 3 monsters out. You're going to special summon these. You're locked into special summoning beast monsters for the turn. Now, what you can do is you can tribute all 3 of these and go into Behemoth, the king of all animals. Now, if there are no monsters in your graveyard, you can't bring back 3 of your beasts to your deck. However, if you're doing this going first, then you play the spell Melffy Hide and Seek, you can get these 3 monsters that you use to successfully tribute summon the Behemoth King of all animals back and draw a card, essentially summoning a 2700 body for free. Obedience School is one way of going into things, but Rescue Cat is another way of going into it. And the cat to cat combo is one of the cards that I like to do a lot. You can tribute Rescue Cat. Then you can take a tuner like Valeraphon and then go into Mind Mole. And then you can take these 2 cards and tune into Nat Beast out the gate. Or you can do the cat to cat combo. You can tribute Rescue Cat. You'll pull out your Mind Mole again. And this time, instead of Valeraphon, you can get X-Saber Airbellum, which is a lion, of course, the cat-to-cat combo. Then you can tune these 2 guys, and then synchro summon into Naturia Barkion. And you can stop that trap game your opponent has. The deck has a lot of options, folks. And then we got to go back to our good friend Melffy Hide and Seek, because I want to tell you guys this interesting play here. First off, we have our friend Melffy Rabby. He likes to play. You can use Wild Nature's Release on Melffy Rabby, turning Melffy Rabby into a 2100 swinging monster. So you can swing at a relatively low level 4 monster or some of the Link 2s that are out in the field. Then, before you end your turn, you can activate Melffy Hide and Seek. And what this does is, because Wild Nature's Release would destroy Melffy Rabby at the end of the turn, it's not destroyed. So you can keep it around. No. And if you don't want to boost up Melffy Rabby by its defenses, you can also, thanks to Wild Nature's Release, you can also boost up Naturia Beast with Wild Nature's Release, making it a 3900 body to swing at your opponents, all while stopping their spells. And Melffy Hide and Seek protects your Nat Beast from being destroyed by Wild Nature's Release. But that's all I have for this Melffy deck. This deck is actually pretty affordable. Almost all the cards can be purchased for the main deck for about $5 or less. So this is a budget alternative for an aggro deck. And it can be splashed with Tri-Brigade, just like how you've done with Bird Up. But that's all I have for this Melffy deck. It's going to be very fun introducing this a lot later. But for now, I take my goose from the oven because I'm done. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below about the cutest deck in Duel Monsters. Bye-bye, everybody.